Boom, boom, boom. Good morning, Mike D. What do we got here? Let me set up my. Okay. All right, so let's get on over here and see what we got going. So today we got one mover that looks like a BZAI. Go ahead and dissect this one. All right, that's set up. Now let's jump over here to the scan. All right, so I pretty much saw two this morning, BZAI and SVRE. BZAI just started exploding. It has about 9 million shares traded. It's up 101%. But let's actually look into this and see what's going on. It started to actually pop yesterday afternoon. It had a press release. Let's see, July 17th. Okay. So this is the press release from yesterday. Blaze secures contract to deliver scalable hybrid AI infrastructure across Asia. So let's see, $120 million agreement to scale energy efficient edge AI across APAC's fastest growing economies. It's a leader in programmable energy efficient edge AI computing. Today announced that its hybrid AI platform will be deployed in collaboration with Starshine Computing, Power Technology Limited, a provider of AI infrastructure solutions in Asia, with the initial phase beginning in fiscal Q3 2025 and continuing through 2026. Real-time localized AI is no longer optional, it's foundational. As countries across APAC invest in AI infrastructure to strengthen their economies, manage urban growth, and address climate resilience, scalable hybrid systems are emerging as the new standard. Okay. So, a lot of it says the agreement carries a minimum value of 120 million in revenue over the initial 18-month period. Okay. Um, this is the beginning of real world AI infrastructure at scale. Co-founder, blah blah blah. Asia represents 112 billion opportunity for the next generation. Okay. So this is a work in progress. Let's see. So the hybrid AI platform rollout will target high growth sectors, including smart city surveillance, retail and security, smart industry, AG tech, and smart irrigation. Okay. About Blaze. All right. So they also look to have a SEC filing over here. Let me make sure y'all on the right screen. Yeah, y'all can see all this. All right. They also have an SEC filing over here. So let's go over to that for, I think that was today. Yeah. Okay, so let's start with this first one. It says Blaze Holdings Inc. initial offering. Form S published today. So let's look at what this offering is talking about. Blaze Holdings. Okay, so 20,326,158 shares of common stock by the selling stockholder. 769,231 shares of common stock by Cantor Fitzgerald. All right, shares, common stock perspectives. We entered B. Riley, Principal Capital. Okay, agreement, shares, stock. Okay, so together with our cash payment of 200K, to B. Riley Principal Capital upon our execution. They definitely do have an offering here. See, however, we may receive, wait. However, we may receive up to 50 million aggregate gross proceeds under the purchase agreement of sales of these stocks. So it looks like they're raising money there, 50 million. Let's see. I think I missed something right here though. Let me see. Capital agreement of 83,000 shares we issued to be rallied together with our cash payment. Okay, no, I didn't miss much. All right, let's continue to scroll down. B. Riley Capital. Cantor Fitzgerald. April 11, we entered into engagement letter. Cantor, all right. Plan of distribution for the avoidance. Okay, our common stock listed NASDAQ. So our common stock is listed on NASDAQ. On July 14th, the closing price was 214 or 291, and now it's up to 678. Okay, let's see if we can read into any of this. Not seeing a whole lot. Let's go. I think they had another one too. Committed company background, committed equity. A lot of times they hide stuff down here in these latter pages. Okay, what's this? Upon the initial satisfaction of each of the conditions, B. Riley Principal purchase obligations set forth in purchase agreement. Market open purchase, 1 million shares common stock. Under the purchase agreement for purposes of calculating the volume of shares. There, okay. 20 million shares. Let's see. $50 million, 20 million. They just keep repeating. They keep repeating the news here. Okay, so it says our relationship, summary of risk factors. Okay, this is what we're looking at. Summary of risk factors. Our business is subject to a number of risks of which you should be aware of before making an investment decision. In particular, you should consider the risk factors described in the section entitled Risk Factors beginning on page 15. Such risks include, but are not limited to, the following. We have a history of operating losses, and we may not be able to generate sufficient revenue to achieve and sustain profitability. Our relationships with automotive OEMs, as defined below, and tier one suppliers are long-term in nature, and we will not receive legally binding purchase order commitments until we deliver our auto grade chip. Okay, so they can't even get commitments from these suppliers and things until they finish this auto grade chip. Our future revenue and operating results will be harmed if we are unable to acquire new customers. So if they don't finish this, of course they're going to be hurt. Retain existing customers and expand sales expand sales our existing customers. We may not be able to successfully implement our growth strategy on a timely basis or at all. Failure to effectively develop and expand our marketing and sales capabilities could harm the ability. Okay, we already know that. We depend on timely supply of materials sourced from a limited number of suppliers and are directly impacted by unexpected delays or problems. If we fail to improve and enhance the functionality, performance, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, we already know you're going to be adversely. If we fail to manage our growth effectively, we face intense competition, especially from well-established companies offering solutions and related applications. We may lack sufficient financial or other resources to maintain or improve our competitive position. We may need to reduce or change our pricing model to remain competitive. If we fail to adapt and respond effectively to rapidly changing technology, okay, yeah. We depend on our senior management team and the loss of one or more key employees, or the inability to attract and retain highly skilled employees may adversely affect our business. If our software hardware contains serious errors or defects, may lose revenue. Our growth depends in part on the success of our strategic relationships with third parties. We depend on third-party data hosting, transmission services, increases in costs, interruptions in service, and all of that will probably do some bad. Implications of being an emerging company: as a company with less than 1.23 billion in revenue during our last fiscal year, we qualify as an emerging growth company. All right. Keep digging. Keep digging. This crazy. This is page like 20 or something. Initial public offering our securities. However, if our annual gross revenue exceeds this, we issue more than 1 billion of non-convertible debt in any 3-year period. Blah blah blah. Okay. Continue on down. The offering. Okay, Blaze. This is just a repeat of what we saw earlier. They went over the risk factors on page 15. It's not possible to predict the actual number of shares coming stock. All right. Yeah, so page 13. Oh, okay. I thought I read the risk factors. We're on page 13. Risk related to our business industry. Okay, so we have not yet achieved profitability. Now, what page is this? This is page 14. We have not yet achieved profitability during the years ended December 31st, 2024, 2023. We incurred operating losses of 47.6 million and 38.5 million respectively, and used cash in operating activities of 53.5 million and 28 million respectively. As of December 31st, 2024, we had accumulated deficit of 429 million. In recent periods, our revenue growth has been attributed to engineering services, engagements with automotive partners, as well as beginning in the fourth quarter of 2022 to limited quantities of product shipments to customers. All right. Any other numbers? Our recent growth rates may not be indicative of our future growth. So this company is still trying to reach profitability. I'm gonna go over to the charts in a minute, but I want to deep dive on this because it is the main stock that's moving right now, and I only have 2 up here on the scan, BZAI. And so since it's 2, I'm like, hey, let me go do some reading, see what's going on with BZAI. But they have yet to reach profitability. Is there any other hidden things? We're on page 16 now. Table of contents. We depend on time. Okay, so we already read those. Anything else hidden down here in the details? They definitely made it long. I'm looking for numbers. They usually highlight the numbers in green. Let's see. Let's up. What was that? We already saw that. Yep. Non-convertible debt. Scrolling on down here. How many pages is in this thing? Okay. Dividend policy, use of proceeds. It's a revenue increase. Okay, here's some more stuff. Revenue increase 83% to 1 million for 3 months ended March 31st. Compared to 0.5 million for 3 months, March 31st, 2024. So they did make more in this 3-month period than they did last year. The other reason that I'm not really rushing on this is because it is a higher float, 59.51 million in the float with shares outstanding of 100 million. So I don't touch these during pre-market, but I mean, if I find good news, you know, I may be a partaker during the intraday. But again, just researching right now, haven't seen any low floats other than SVRE, which doesn't have any kind of news, and it's only up 27%, so not really, and it's an Israeli stock, so not really just jumping the bones on that one either. All right. Let's see, research. Okay. So research and development, cost of revenue. Okay, so cost of revenue 25, an increase of 21,000. Yeah, so they're still trying to get profitable, and they're raising money doing this today as well, digging into those millions in debt. Maybe in the future. But this is an AI tech company. Let me read some of this. Can we look at TLO as well? All right, let's see. TLO, TELO. All right, TELO. We got $3.11. Let's go and look into this one. TELO is up 157%. It must have a lower ATR because it is not up here yet. It's definitely gonna have to open up. TLO, SEC filings, no SEC filings, but today has wait a minute, open it up. Open it up. All right, so it says studies used cell lines obtained from Progeria Research Foundation to evaluate telomere 1's effects on key drivers of accelerated aging. Telomere Pharmaceuticals, a preclinical stage biotechnology company focused on reversing biological aging and age-related diseases, today announced compelling new preclinical data. Preclinical, so it hasn't been tested or anything yet. It's just on the whiteboard, so be careful with that. Prevented cellular aging in human progeria cell lines obtained from Progeria Research Foundation. It is an ultra rare pediatric disorder. This Hutchins-Gilford progeria syndrome, HGPS, ultra rare pediatric disorder caused by a mutation in the LMNA gene. This mutation results in the production of abnormal proteins or protein called progerin, which drives rapidly biological aging in children. I'll be very careful on this one because already we see a key word here. This is where to go. Preclinical, new preclinical data. All right, so they're on the whiteboard. But you know, it may be something to watch into the future, but I don't know about today. We'll see. Key findings include, now they say key findings, but this is preclinical data. So we'll see. All right, improved cell viability, telomere increased survival in a dose-dependent manner, both under basal conditions and even under stress conditions. Let me look this up. Preclinical. Let's just go look at what this is right here. Preclinical. Because I'm thinking that is before it hits the lab. Preclinical data refers to data stemming from research and development activities related to a product conducted prior to the commencement of clinical trial. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, so it hasn't touched the lab yet. In this stage of research that begins before clinical trials and during which important feasibility, iterative testing and drug safety data are collected. Um, Typically in laboratory animals, preclinical data is used to assess whether a product is reasonably safe in initial testing in humans. Okay, yeah. It includes information pertaining to the composition, manufacture, and stability and controls used for manufacturing the drug substance and drug product. Okay, so they've done some animals, but like I said, when I think about clinical trials, I'm thinking about human testing, but they've done some animals here. All right, so let's go back over to Benzinga. Okay, so no testing on humans yet. There are estimated 400 to 500 known cases worldwide. And this is also an ultra rare disease as well, ultra rare pediatric disorder that causes rapid aging in little kids, little kids. Let's see, improved cell viability, both under basal conditions. Let me scroll this down a little bit. Okay, so improved cell viability, reduction in oxidative stress, and restoration of mitochondrial function. Okay. So, okay. We'll see how this idea does. Let's see if there's any more here. Okay, so yeah. All right. We'll see how that does today. It's $3. TLO, it's up 147%, but it's, I don't know what the ATR is on this one, but it's got to be low because this one would be showing up if it had a higher ATR, I believe. Let's see, key data. The ATR on here, no. Short interest, insiders, financial, no. Charts wouldn't be on there, or would it be? Let's see, indicators, ATR. Oops, ATR. Average true range. Let's see what the average true range is for this. So, yeah, average true range yesterday was 14 cents, looks like. Yeah, 12 cents yesterday. 12 cents. And then today, I don't know what it is because it hasn't opened up on this chart yet. But it's up 147%. But having a 12-cent ATR, if it reverts back to that 12 cents, like people don't get or don't really push this thing, it could get very, very choppy. So you need to be ready to take very small profits if you are gonna try to get into that one. Let's go over here to our overview. Ask 50-day moving average, average volume. Okay, let's look down here. Also, how long has this thing been trading? I'm gonna go to the charts real quick because I mean, we got these two up here that have been called out. Let's go look at them. Let's go over to the daily chart first, and we will start with TLO. Opened closed yesterday at 121 with an ATR of 12 cents. Okay. And then where are obvious levels up here? First of all, it reached up to 379 a high today, right? 379 somewhere up in here is the high. Right there. High of pre-market. Edit properties. Let's make this the high of pre-market. Pre-market. Okay. So that's our pre-market high for today. Then we have where are obvious levels for this in here. It's got the what something. Oh, SVR falling off the map. Okay. Yeah, SVRE falling off the map. Now let's back up a little bit here. And it's got a level, it's got a couple levels up here, but it's got a tested support level here of 312, which is kind of sitting at right now. This little double bottom right here. So we can mark that as possible, a possible daily level. Possible daily level. Daily level. At that 317-ish, 315-ish level down there. Looking down to the downside, I don't really see any super obvious supports down here, right? Let's continue to scroll back. So this is all we got. So it started trading in 2024. Had some pops in here. I wonder, has it done any reverse splits already? It's only been trading for a year. Let me go look. Let me go look and see. Has it done any reverse splits already? It's only been trading for a year. So TLO. How many reverse splits has TLO done, or have they done an offering? Has TLO done, or do they have any offering news? Has TLO performed, or do they have any offerings or shelf registrations? Any offerings or shelf registrations? Okay, let's see what they got. TLO Pharmaceuticals has executed one reverse split, and they've been trading for since February 2024. They've already done a reverse split. They did a 1-for-2 reverse split on December 11th, 2023. Wait a minute. How's it 2023? Must not be showing all of the chart data here or something. 2023. Or they could have changed their name or their custom. I don't know what they did, but TLO went public via initial public offering at $7 per share. Closing mid-February 2024. The IPO was registered via Form S1 and declared effective by SEC. All right. They have not done any public. We don't see any shelf registrations, but they did a reverse split though, and their opening price was $7. All right. Well, we'll see about all of that and how that wants to play out. Let's go and look at BZAI on the chart. I haven't looked at any of these charts. I've just been reading and kind of researching them. BZAI daily chart. Oh boy, nice little curvature there. Nice little. Looks like they got punched in the mouth a little bit. All right, so they are up to $6 now. So their pre-market high is, or their pre-market high was $7. Okay, so pre-market high out here is $7. All right, somewhere up in there. And I will Put in here pre-market high $7. It hit $7 even. Okay. Then let's start. So we looked at these. SVRE, I'm not really worried about. It's under 20%. But let's look at these on the 15-minute. See if we can find any more levels here. So no, not SVRE. TILO with 37 million shares. So this was the pre-market high that we put in there, and then this is that possible daily level that is below. It hit it, came back under it, hit it. So it is showing something there at that 317. But on the 15-minute, it had, let's see, had some buying up here. 263 came up before it hit that, fell all the way back down to this level. So 265 seems like a catch point here. We'll kind of see what it does around this zone on TILO right through here. But again, the ATR is going to have to be higher on this one for it to show up on my scan. The ATR is kind of sick right now. Kind of sick. Let's look at BZAI as well. We'll see how it performs above this 260 level. BZAI, 15-minute. So it came from down here, has an ATR high that it got way away from at 330s. This company is still not profitable. Had the point of control yesterday was 450, so a lot of people bought into aftermarket at 450. So that will be a spot that could be a zone here, 450, and it did come down and bounce off of this level, right? The point of control right now on this one is up here, and this is based on the 15 minutes. So the 1 minute, 15 minute, and all that are different, but I think I always look at the 15 minute to hold more weight as far as, like, you know, before I go into the lower time frames, right? So this point of control is at 583, and it also had previous trading levels down here around the 5. Okay, so there was kind of like some kind of figuring out around this zone here as well. So we will activate that, and this is a higher float stock, so you can't. This isn't a low float. This isn't go to $20. This is, you know, hope and pray that you make money. All right, so we got the two marked up on the 15-minute. Let's jump down to the 5-minute. So jump down to 5. And so on the 5-minute, again, not really, I mean, it's basically the same pretty much. We have to see how it acts, but it's around the $3 right now. BZAI 5-minute. We see these top and tail wicks, which are normal for a stock with this kind of float. 59.1 million or 59.51 million in the float. A lot of people are not gonna be wanting to participate in that. So maybe there'll be something. Even now, this is another thing that I've been kind of going over, is on Fridays, a lot of people don't drop the greatest news, right? So on Fridays, you kind of have to find the obvious stock and go with it. But on Fridays, if it does have news, but the news isn't great, I just got to stay away from it. Because sometimes I get focused on the news because that's what I focus on at the beginning of the week, because that's when big news drops. But at the end of the week, Friday, Thursday, you know, sometimes big news just doesn't drop. And so you have to go with the most obvious stock instead of the one with the catalyst. So that's one thing that I've been trying to kind of be flexible on in my trading. But I took trades yesterday, green yesterday. I traded DPRO, DPRO. I traded, what else did I trade here? So I traded DPRO. And I was kind of aggravated at DPRO. Right, let's see. Let's go back to the 15-minute. I was aggravated the other day on DPRO. I actually got into this one. When did I see it? I was trading it on got going up there? That's $4 right here. Okay, this one. So I actually got into this one, looking for it to go up on this first day, and I sold before aftermarket because I was day trading. I sold. I made money on it, but I sold, and then in aftermarket, it popped from 5 up to 753. I was like, oh my goodness, come on. Then, and you can see my little trades here. So these red lines here are my risk parameters. Basically, as I'm selling out, the risk goes down. As I'm buying in, the risk comes up. So this was $100 mark right here at the 514. But I was out of there with profit, and I was like, it is what it is. Yeah. Let me go over and scroll a little bit. And so this was a trade from yesterday. As you can see, my little risk parameters there again. So this thing came down, and I had already, I took profit on something. I had already traded, let's see what I traded. Yesterday, D Pro, ABVE. ABVE was the other one that I traded. Yeah. Got 67 cents off of ABVE and also traded VLCN during pre-market. Y'all saw me enter that trade during pre-market. It moved up $1.82, and I went ahead and sold. I only had 15 shares. I was like, it is what it is. I'll take that profit and get on down. But $1.82 on VLCN, 67. Well, I guess I could round it up. It's 67,767. So 68 cents on ABVE, and then a 21-cent win on D Pro, and then another 22. I took two trades on D Pro, 21 cents and then 22 cents, and then I left it alone. But yeah, I traded it up in here around lunchtime, and it got going. I missed the trade at first. I thought it could get back up here to 753, but it just would not go. I was like, it was kind of choppy, but I just let it play. I was like, it is what it is. It got up here. I was selling around these levels, but never did, get up there to making $100 on it. It just didn't move that much. That's D Pro. ABVE is the other one. ABVE. So this was a Canadian regenerative company. I saw this one and this one has some crazy volume on it. Saw it during pre-market coming up. It was higher float, so I did not touch it during pre-market. It came down. It held these ATRs, and we saw the possible levels that we had marked during pre-market. Came down to this 245, started holding. It came back through, and I entered at 303. 303 was my entry. So I wanted to see a hold up 3, and we're on the 15-minute, so it doesn't really look good on the 15-minute, but I was looking for that whole dollar to hold. Let's jump down to the 1 minute to what I was actually seeing here. 303 was my entry on this one. Okay, so it came up here to 292 level. These were possible daily levels, and it started holding this 292, right? 292, 292, bouncing around. And I gave it time to kind of verify because it was a lower float, and came down, kind of failed it, and I was like, okay, let's see this thing come back up. It came up, made a higher candle here, but this candle I didn't like because it is a hangman right there at the top of that move, and it got going down. But when it made this lower high here, 292, I was like, okay, I want to see if this thing can move up and hold up 3. And so when it came up here to 303, I entered. It fell down a little bit, but never did get back. This was where my stop was at 285. Never did get back down there, and rose up here, and that's the one I made the most on yesterday. This ride from $3 all the way up here to, and you can see where my my risk numbers are down here. With the risk that I was doing, $72 risk. It was down here from the trade, so I literally was never gonna lose $100. On this one, it just kept grinding up, and then it made it to up here to this $100, and that's where I was taking profit. Took profit. It dipped down. I did not retrade it on this dip because I really didn't have any clear levels up here to trade, so I just didn't do it. And I didn't touch it anymore on the day. Oh, what is this popping up? Oh, this SVRE popping up again. All right, let's jump back over here to the main movers for today, though. T-Low. We got our range here down here around the 250s. Don't know what it wants to do. We also have this tested level that's been tested. This 317, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bunch of times. So I'm wondering what the short interest is on this one. Let's jump over here and see what the what those shorts are talking about on TLO. Short interest here. Short interest on TLO. So it says the percent short float. Quite a bit of people are sitting on TLO for sure. Let's look back here, 2024. Look at how the percent float is growing. Percent of float shorted. So it started off 0, whatever. Then it went up to 3. Then it went up to 7. Then it went up to 10, 11, and back down to 7. So it's still got relatively. I mean, I wish it could get back up to 10, but some people are sitting out here on this thing. I don't know how many. I don't know, how it can move, but we'll see. It may be one of those that pops and drops, so you got to be careful with it. Of course, we saw they had preclinical data, which is, they've done animal testing, but no human trials. And then back over here to the chart, BZAI. Any other call outs? Let's see. We looked at TLO. We looked at Mike D's back on Tesla. He got the 200 shares of Tesla today. Tesla. Whoops. Type. Tesla. 200 shares of Tesla today. Right. Let's go back to the 15-minute. Okay. Tesla, we go to the daily. So max sale size to the daily. Max daily. Let's see how this thing's been trading. So all these green and red lines, these are my ATRs out there. But they transition. So basically whatever time frame you're on, they form to that time frame. So ATR for yesterday was at 330. I don't know what the price is at now on Tesla, 320. So it's making its way back up towards the highs of yesterday. Let's jump back down to the 15-minute. The only thing I hate about it is you can't program them to actually do pre-market. I wish I could have I programmed ATRs, but not active ATRs, not ATRs that actually move. These ATRs move. Every 14 bars they move, but the other ones that I program are static, and that was the only way that I can get ATRs during pre-market. But it's at 320 right now. Went down to 317. Okay. Went down to 317. Let's see any other ones. Mike D said, did I get see APLD? APLD. All right, so on APLD, this thing yesterday, Applied Digital. Oh, it was moving with the chip news. It was moving with the chip news, I think. Let's see. APLD. Okay, so they have Q4. Looks like they have Q4 confirmed for 12 days from now. So on July 30th in aftermarket close, APD or APLD is going to be doing their earnings, Q4 earnings. On news, let's see when was their last press release? July 14th. It says fiscal fourth quarter conference call. Okay, so on June 17th, they did have some news of 2.7 billion in a data center savings. I don't know what that means. Let's look at it. Whoops. Oh, let me go get out of overview and go to news. News. Okay, this one. All right. So Dallas, June 17th, Applied Digital Corporation. Okay, AI factories represent a fundamentally new category of digital infrastructure. Okay, power cooling. Applied Digital also introduced Polaris Forge as the name for its North Dakota based data center region. Key findings: AI factories require 15 to 30 times the power density of traditional data centers, driving a need for new power and cooling strategies. Site selection directly impacts costs. Choosing areas with stranded power and cooler climates can reduce annual electricity costs by 50 to 60 million per year. Liquid cooling and free cooling are essential to long-term efficiency, enabling significantly lower power usage. So they're all about creating new strategies on using AI. And I think a lot of this computer tech equipment is going to have to be um, even more dedicated to um, AI features, AI services, and I think that we're going to get better computers because of it. They're trying to make them faster and faster and faster. And I'm thinking our computers are going to get stupid fast if they keep pushing into AI and finding new ways to downsize on the amount of space that different components take on a motherboard or a computer board or whatever you want to call it. You know, we're gonna, I expect my next computer to be flying, to sprout wings and grow. But let's go back over to the daily chart on APLD. I believe we had looked at this one. Let me go to the right. Oh, this was one that you wanted to see go to 1150. I remember this one. Yep, that price level at 1150, and it's coming back up to it. So we marked this the other day when we were on. It's hit at 1, 2, 3. Matter of fact, let me just bring it over here to this chart. Max daily. Okay, right here. So we marked this last time. It had hit this 1150 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, and now it's circling back towards this 1150 level. It almost, let's see, what's the price right now? The price right now on it is 1120. I mean, it's almost there actually. During pre-market, we just can't. Let me go to the 15 minutes, see what was the high there. It barely scraped the 1150, but I think that it could definitely get up there and touch that 1150 target for you. Yep, that's super close. After this big run up, yeah, I think you're gonna get your feels. Back over to the TLO and the other one. So TLO coming back towards this level. And like I said, the short interest was a little bit heavy on TLO. It just does not have the ATR for me. But if you got a strategy for this, let it rip. This one, this 317 has been tested multiple times. If it can rip this, I'm thinking those shorts could get in a desperate situation. It is up still 157%, and it is double the volume of BZAI, and I believe it is a low float as well. Let me see TLO. TLO, I believe it's a low float. Key data. So it has a float of 19.59 million. So this will be one that I'll be watching toward into the intraday. It's a little bit too high float for a day trade for me. I mean, for a pre-market trade for me. My bad. But yeah, with that news and that possible ability for it to pop this 317 and get up to 350, there's a lot of and you have one, especially during the intraday, you have this level down here. As long as it doesn't go down here to 250, that's a 50-cent risk there. So I think it could be good, but we'll see. It definitely has the volume to do it, to trap those shorts. But it is what it is. I'm gonna look for it in intraday. Maybe it dips down here to the 250s and then finds a little bottom. But and I also want to see the ATR come up too. That's gotta come up. Gotta come up. Oh, you sold the 1150 call also. Okay, and received 40 point 40 on that one, or 40 cents on that one. Hmm. Okay. Well, we're looking pretty nice right now. SVRE just keeps popping up, trying to survive that 20%, but nobody's interested. Everybody's on TLO or this other one, BZ or BZAI. I think we're looking in the right spots today though. Maybe something else pops up. We'll see how these perform on the open. That's going to be the biggest determining factor because both of these have higher floats, and so I'm just not like, oh man, I just got to do this today or do this during pre-market. No, I'm gonna wait. We already have identified the levels. You know, we've done our due diligence, reading into the stocks and all that good stuff. So I'm I'm thinking we are sitting good and in the knowledge. Rapid cellular aging on this. Actually, let me just add that note to it so I can remember on TLO. Rapid cellular aging or rapid, yeah, cellular aging. Why am I typing? I can just copy paste. What am I doing? I'm typing. All right. Cell lines, effective age, accelerated. Key drivers, accelerated aging. Bam, bam. And where's this company out of? So Tilo, Telomere. It is out of Telomere Pharmaceuticals Inc., a preclinical stage biotechnology company, focuses on reversing biological aging and degenerative diseases. It is developing this telomere 1 we already read about. It says that it's developing this thing. It's an oral small molecule metal ion regulator designed to protect against age-related conditions, including progeria, Wilson's disease, age-related molecular degeneration, as well as type 2 diabetes, cancer, and Alzheimer's disease. The company was formerly known as Metallo Therapies Inc. Okay, so that's why it looked like it cut off on the chart. It was formerly known as Metallo Therapies and changed its name to Telomere Pharmaceuticals Inc. in October 2022. Telomere Pharmaceuticals was incorporated in 2021. Is headquartered in Miami, Florida. Miami, Florida. Let me also notate the floats on this thing. Tello float is 19.53. Actually, I can copy all of this float and this and copy. All right, so that works. Bam, bam, bam. All right, so this is where we're sitting right now. So I got my notes out here so I can see that all day. Activate this. And I just put it right down in here in this level that it visited before, the 250s. And then I need to do the same thing with BZAI, which looks to be getting a little buying, but again, high float. So giving it some time to get to intraday. BZAI, it was a, go back to the news from yesterday. So it did an offering. They have offering news for today. That's the first thing. They're trying to raise money. And yesterday, so offering news, day one offering news today. Offering news. And then yesterday they did they got a $120 deliver hybrid AI infrastructure across Asia. So they got 120 million agreement to scale energy efficient AI across Asia. So their AI providing for Asia. Asia there. Okay, so there's that note, and activate text. And so I can see that down here all day. All right, so got two higher float stocks out doing their thing. T-Low again testing this level of 318, not able to break it yet. Not able to break it yet. I'm interested in both of them, or the BZAI with that that offering. I don't know about that one, but I'm interested in T-Low if it can open up that ATR. That will be very, very interesting. We haven't seen any other small caps with the ATR of at least 30 cents. And the reason I aim for 30 cents is because one, I wanted to be able to easily make 10 cents, right? Because 10 cents is where I start my stop. So let's say if I get into a trade, I have my original risk, and then I move my stop into green, into that 10-cent risk. So either way it goes, I'm going to take 10 cents. If it wants to keep going, it goes like ABVE. When I got in here, AB, or maybe it's AVBE. Oh my gosh, I can't type. That can't be it. What was it? ABVE. When I got in here on this one, I had my risk already measured out, but once it got up 10%, I put that stop in. Or not 10%, 10 cents. Once it went up 10 cents and started holding over that 10 cents there, I was like, all right, let me put that stop in, and I just rode it on up, all the way up until it stopped me out. I think this candle right here, this is 15 minute, let's see, 5 minute. It was in that candle that stopped me out. Okay. All right. So yeah, I was riding it up, and it was right here that stopped me out. That's 360-ish. That stopped me out of the rest of my position. I sold some over the top at that $100 level. Then I sold the rest on this dump, this little drop right here. That 5 minute. Let's go to the 1 minute. Still not small enough. We're not seeing exactly what happened. Okay. So right here, was holding, didn't get stopped out, got the move up here, had this little drop down. And so this is where I placed my stop at 360. It went up here. I took some more profit up here, and I said, hey, if it drops back down through this 360, I'm out. It came down. It came down here and wicked, and I thought I was safe because it didn't feel me on this, and it popped back up. And I was like, okay, well, I just let it ride, and then it just got me out. So that was it. All right. T-Low trying to hold up 3 with a nice little level down here of the 250. The candles are getting a little bit smaller as well. 40 million shares trade on this one. BZAI, 1 minute not looking great. Kind of dropping down. But remember, this had day one offering news. So, you know, may not recover from whatever happens to it. It is under 100% now. So the most obvious one is going to be T-Low, unless it starts dumping as well. Unless it starts dumping as well. It is about to be 7 o'clock, top of the hour. Still waiting on those low floats for pre-market trades. If I see them, I'll definitely get active. But the problem is, at this point, they would need to get quite a bit of volume, unless they're just not meeting the ATR yet and they already have volume, like T-Low. But good call out. Definitely keep my eye on T-Low today. Let's see what they got going. You guys see anything else, definitely throw it up and I will look into it. I think we've researched everything that was dropped in the chat. Yep, yep, yep. Yep, yep, yep. Okay. One thing I want to always include in my, trading is doing my due diligence. Some days, there's been days I have to work or whatever, and I just don't get to do the research, and I'm like, "Ah," I just feel bad on those trades. I'm like, I didn't read any of this. I hope it doesn't slam on me. You know, I hope I didn't miss anything. Cause the other thing, we got another one popping up. MEIP just grazed the scan and then jumped off. Let me see what's up with it. MEIP has a SEC filing today. It's up 22%. MEIP. It is a low float. Looks like 5 point disappeared. Come back. Okay, it's trying to hold up 20%. That's why it's struggling. MEIP. Let's go look at what is this thing? Okay, so the last time it had news, second quarter earnings on February. Man, that thing hadn't had news in a while. Interesting. So it just had basically like a pop, kind of a drop. Let's look at the daily chart out here. Daily chart, we got closed at 450 yesterday. Has this gap up here towards like, man, that's a long way away. It must have did some reverse splits because there's no way. This thing was up at 70, fell off like this. We'll go and look into what's happening and let's see if we can see any obvious levels or whatnot. But let's look into it first and see what it is. So MEIP. MEIP. Another pharmaceutical, MEI Pharma Inc., a clinical stage pharmaceutical company, focuses on the development of various therapies for the treatment of cancer. It develops ME344, an intravenous small molecule inhibitor mitochondrial oxidative phosphorylation to treat human epidermal growth factor receptor 2 negative breast cancer. So this is a breast cancer one, colorectal cancer, and solid tumors. The company was formerly known as Marshall Edwards Inc. And changed its name to MEI Pharma Inc. in July 2012. MEI Pharma Inc. was incorporated in 2000. Okay, so let's take some notes. So we got a cancer based one. Cancer, let's go ahead and put that on the chart. Bang, bang, bang. So we got breast cancer, well, copy paste. Breast cancer, colorectal cancer, solid tumors. But cancer, it's a key word, but it's not exactly, well, yeah, it says treatment of cancer. Okay. Treatments of cancer. Let me do that. Copy. Put that in there. Okay, so we got treatment of cancer, and then what? So 2000, blah, blah, blah. What's the float on this? Floats of MEIP is 5.482 million. So low float. Copy. Paste. Okay. Then we have, let's see, what else we got? Treatment of cancer, blah, blah, blah. What other things that we, okay, I guess that's it. All right, let's go look at the daily chart. So there's our, whatchamacallit, at 5, or it closed at 450, went all the way up to 674. So 674, why did you stop there is the question. 674. This is our pre-market high. Pre-market high. Oh, right, 674, 675. And let's zoom back to see if there's any obvious levels. So it came into this gap right here. There's a gap here. So this is the gap. So is it under 652? Yeah, it is under 652 now. So let's go ahead and put a price level here. Possible. This is a gap. This was the gap filled. It came all the way up. No, it didn't fill the gap. It stopped at 675. It got over the bottom of the gap, but didn't keep going. There's a possible resistance. Let's see. Possible, I'll just say possible daily level. Daily level. Out there. And then up here to 741 is the gap fill. So I might want to put that on there. Duplicate, move this up here, and then possible daily level gap fill. So edit, possible daily level gap fill. And then I'll put this one as possible. I don't know. I mean, it's a gap fill either way it goes. So possible daily level gap fill on this one as well. Gap fill. All right. So we got those. Let's continue to go backwards. Let's continue to shift backwards here. Over those levels, there was another gap here at 5. Yeah, I don't know if it goes all the way back down to 5. That's gonna be kind of bad. Actually, no, it's right at 5. It's 23 cents away from 5. So no, it won't be. Okay, so 525 is where it's sitting right now. 525 possible level. That's also a gap fill. Possible daily level. Daily level. Gap fill. Okay. Let's back it up a little bit more. And everything else is pretty much above that. So that's all the daily. Let's jump down to the 15-minute. So on the 15-minute, we can see big wick up there to the 674s. We got the levels that I put out there. That's 522 is below that level. Let me see. What else can we see? It's only up 12% right now as well. So hopefully it doesn't fade too much. It's got the ATR high here at 480. Okay. So this is a low float, and it's already proven that it can pop and drop. I already did that one. So interesting. How much volume is on this thing? It has 2 million shares of volume. Oh yeah, it's got some work to do, because the other two that are up here have over 20 million shares traded. So this one is not the most obvious stock. It is a low float. You know, it could make a move during intraday, but right now there's too much competition on the board with TLO and BZAI. Speaking of TLO, this is the level that it's been testing multiple times here at the 217. Threw a wick back down here. So yeah, it continues to, it's making a lower high now under this 317 level. But I think we're looking in the right spot. We got two, the two main ones, TLO and BZAI there. Waiting for any more pops on the scans. So it looks like BZAI continued to go down, just walking down back towards these levels here. Guess people just aren't as interested after seeing that offering news pop out. See how it respects this pre-market level, because this level has, I don't think it was on the daily chart. 260, not clear. Let me go back over here and see if I can see anything at 260. 258. Not really. Just a bunch of consolidation, but no real like aggressive action around that 260 level. Okay. Right. Still up 151% on TLO. TLO, I think it may be one of the main stocks. I don't know if it's going to be a choppy main stock or what, but the way it's just accumulating here, I mean, 47 million. How many traders can get in with, that take millions of shares, right? 47 million been traded on this. I don't know. I want to see how this plays out. I want to see how this plays out for sure. $704. Crazy, crazy. Does it need to go back to 250? Continues to just get about close to this, but not making any new highs here. We need to get over 314 with some gusto. With some gusto here. Point of control right now is at 305. It's just loving this 305 right here. So the majority of trades during this pre-market session have been at the 305. MEIP continued to go down. It's only up 6% now because it's not an obvious stop. It's hitting the ATR high here too. Now this is the ATR that actually works during pre-market, but it's static. It doesn't move. So every pre-market it adjusts to the current stop, and then they have tabs up here of where it actually is. So this ATR or ATR no pre-market or whatever is calculating with only data from yesterday, and it shows you the price. So 479 and 421 down here, and it's currently going back below this ATR high. This is where it pulled back up to over this ATR high, and now it's proving weakness. Now only up 3%. BZAI continuing to walk down as well. So a lot of choppiness here. We got about, I mean, it's 7 o'clock right now. Still got plenty of time to the open and all of that. Plenty of time for something new to pop up and try to challenge these. But if something new pops up, it's going to have some serious volume. At least 10 million shares traded to even be considered as competition to these. Because these are going towards 30 million and 50 million shares traded on the day. The spreads on these are very tight too. Well, Tello, what you doing? You gonna open up? I would like to see it open up before the open to get that ATR where I need it. I would like to just see a big old pop, but the problem is if it pops like that, it may not hold. Even if it popped down, it would widen the ATR out. Pop down here to 250, then pop back up. Looks like they want to retest. And a little crack. A little crack. Okay. Now let's see if that higher float comes into play and gets a little snatch back here. 320s. Yeah. Closing this candle in 7 seconds. Again, going up there. How many times did it test this and fail? Let's see if it closes under this level of the 317. Okay, a little kick, but it's done this before. All right. So we already knew that there was shorts on this. We saw that in the short interest, but this is going to end up opening up the ATR if it continues to open up like this. So we can make 10 cents easily. Because this little move right here was what? 10, right around the 320s up to 3, maybe 340s on that. Come on, open up. Open on up. $176. Trading above the point of control, so trading above that $3 level. But the float is too high for me right now. Need that intraday love. Now it's reached 50 million shares traded. 50 million shares traded. That's insane. All right. Little 10-cent breakout. Is it going to come back to the 320s? Wow. Still coming back. Not enough. It's got to hold this 320, right? Mm. 30 seconds till this candle closes, and it's closing towards the low side. It's going to need a big buy up off of 320 to keep it from going back under. 15 seconds left on this candle. $7.11. Opening a new candle. Where's the new candle? Oh, I'm on the 5-minute. I'm tripping. 1 minute. I'm like, wait a minute. 5-minute. Okay, so open a new candle there. Right over this 320 level. The fact that it has this tight of a range here is just crazy. Wow. Back under 320s. I mean, this is not 1, 2. It did this again, but we'll see if it holds better. But yeah, that breakout was sad. 318 up to 340, right back to 318. Let me jump over here to the news. I guess I should circulate the news here. Let's go over here to front page and see what's going on Friday. Since the small caps seem to, how Trump is leveraging his power to reap profits for family businesses. U.S. stock futures stall after March 2 latest records. Fed's Waller makes strong call for July rate cut. Chevron prevails as Exxon fights ceiling 53 billion. Threats to the Fed go beyond firing Powell. Powell defends his 2.5 billion Fed refurb in letter to White House. He spent 2.5 billion on a renovation. Interesting. How did that help him? Amex beats on profit as wealthy customers keep spending. How do you spend 2.5 billion on a federal renovation? I don't know. I guess that's why they're after him. Britain's JLR delays launch of Range Rover. China pledges to crack down on illicit exports of rare earths, urges U.S. to lift more trade controls. Tariff war must end quickly, German finance minister tells G7 partners. Okay. Ether price rises. Bitcoin drops as crypto week comes to a close. Right. Okay, so I mean, we see Bitcoin in the background there. They're playing with our emotions there. Just got us looking for anything on crypto. Let's also look at TradingView. Let's see where crypto is actually sitting on today. TradingView, let me make sure y'all on the right screen. Yep, okay. So TradingView, Bitcoin still hovering that 120 level. Most of my crypto is doing absolutely amazing. Eating them up, baby. But yeah, things are looking good. All right, back over here to this. So Tillo again, just not able to hold these levels. I think it's gonna take some intraday testing for this. Definitely has a breakdown point if it comes down here to the 250s that I would be interested in for it to return back up to those 317s and try to break out of that. But I don't know. It keeps making these lower highs. It had a big breakout, and then lower highs now. So this one's 40 cents away from its previous high. 15 minutes in, BZAI continues to just step down. MEIP, yeah, only up 1%, about to go red on the day. 2 million shares traded. I'm gonna delete that one. It's gonna have to get back over 20% for me to even look at it. So only two on the watch right now. Let's go through some of this news over here. Let's see, Friday 18th. I want to see news with volume. So I want to go to a volume over 0. That fix things. Okay. Now we cut down a little bit. Let's go over 50K in volume. What about over 100K? Okay. How short is this list now? Okay. What about 200K? Okay. So looking for news on tickers with over 200K traded on them in pre-market. Amazon Perplexity AI's valuation soars to 18 billion. Big Bear AI stock surges 15%. And these are early this morning. Let's go on down. Intraday, crypto, Chevron prevails, and Exxon fight. Exxon fight, sealing deal to buy Hess. So Apple, Liberty One price, okay. BTBT continues expansion of Ethereum holdings. TLO, there's TLO up there. Human prostate cancer, UAVS, aerial system, UAVs. Is that up right now? 33%. $1.96 is not up enough though. Probably doesn't have the ATR. Okay. Safe. All right. Let's go back over here. Interesting. Friday is going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. I think I'm going to stick to the most obvious stock here. TLO. TLO. If it can open up. Mike D says supposedly Powell was lying under earth and I said under oath and said he did not spend that 2.5 billion. Interesting. Oh boy. They've been trying, Trump's been looking at getting him out of there for a minute. So I mean, I feel like anything, any any move he makes is under very tight scrutiny. But when I was looking at the what they actually did in the White House and the renovation, I was like, where did this money go? Right? Where did this money actually go? Because it's crazy. I don't know. Things just be disappearing. Just be disappearing. Let me look at the 15 minute. Does the 15 minute look worse? A little worse. Yeah, we got a bunch of top and tail wicks out here on the 15. Big top and tail wick on this one got slapped in the mouth. But that is normal for a higher flow stock in pre-market. BZAI trading below its point of control on the 15 minute. The point of control was up here at 583 and it is continuing to stay under that 583. TLO, it hasn't went under its point of control yet on the 15 minutes. Still above the 3 there, but one little dip and it can definitely be under it. What I would be waiting on if that did happen, it would be very hard for them to move this point of control now with this much volume, because 53 million, like if it does drop, that means like a large amount of people need to be buying down here for it to move back up, and that point of control is going to have to move down. Well, it'll probably move a little bit easier on the 5 or the 1. 5 minute right now, 305, and then definitely on the 1. But I just don't know. Look at that big old blue right there. All of that volume in there. I don't know if it'll move down for this. And I am not opposed to a no trade day for sure. So if nothing shows up or meets the criteria for a Friday, I'm cool. You know, I'm digging my way back out. I had to redeem myself because I took 2 or 3 stupid trades. When it wasn't really a stupid trade, it was the oversizing that did it. You know, getting in way too big and holding way too big. Now, and it's crazy because when I trade with smaller sizes, it's way easier for me to get out. I'm just like, oh, I can get back in because I know the next trade is coming. I can get back in. Oh, 100 shares, something like that, I can get back in. You know, and if it's good, it's gonna pay. And that's what I had to fix, because when I get in with big size and I put a lot behind it, it's like, okay, I may not be able to get back in. Let's see where this thing goes. And that turns me into a gambler. So, you know, I'd rather use smaller size because I can make, you know, $100 a day with smaller size for sure. Maybe not with one trade, sometimes in one trade, but, you know, with 2 trades, do a 50-50. $50, $50, get $100. But yeah, if it's good, it's gonna pay. There's no reason to have to oversize into it. 309s, bumbling back and forth. Let's go and look at the overall market. All right, so we got these are all the levels that we made, and looking at how many times it had tested in here, I had marked all this up, and it continues to just move upwards, move upwards. And one of the things that I had to really realize, especially getting into like a new frontier like crypto, is sometimes you don't know, but you do know that you can plant a seed if you have a little bit of capital, right? Especially when cryptos are like cheap. I'm like, man, because when I first started seeing these wallets get hacked and things when crypto first came out, I was like, man, I don't know about none of this. I remember when Coinbase it was like triple hacked in 1 week or something like that when they first opened up. And I was like, I don't know. And then they came out with the mechanism for you to build your own wallets, so you can build and maintain the security. But the problem is you got to maintain the security. So I did that, built a couple wallets and things, and it's time staking, going through, making sure there's no vulnerabilities, always testing, and there wasn't a lot of technology out for it. But now, more cybersecurity specialists and analysts have come into the crypto space, and it is a lot safer as far as transactions and account security and wallet security and all of that. So, a lot of integrations went into it, but I'm like, man, let me just get me some pieces of some things and see if they run. Because I rather invest in that. Because you remember what happened with Bitcoin. I saw Bitcoin when it was $45. $45. And I was like, you know what? That ain't nothing. But as I've kind of continued to look at the market and things, I mean, the market primarily does a lot of going up. It does. And so it actually, um, the market is pretty much what raises your class value. When you think about low income, mid income, whatever, the market, if you can invest in it and let some profit, or not profits, but let some security sit, they can grow for you. They can do some things, because I'm pretty sure people that were buying way down here when the market was at 4,000, 5,000, would never have expected it to be up here at 23,000. Same thing with the trading view, or not trading view, Bitcoin. People were not expecting something that was at $45 to be at 119 bucks, right? So I'm like, let me just stick my toes in, get them wet. I don't have to buy everything, but I do want to do dollar cost averaging. So basically, over time, making little investments that build up, right? So if they go, great. Because right now, all of my crypto, my whole portfolio is green. So I'm like, it is what it is. Let's get up. Let's keep it moving. And I don't like meme stocks. I pretty much primarily invest in either cybersecurity, um, file storage and maintenance, database maintenance, um, automotive, cryptos, things that are actually doing something in the real world is what I focus on. You won't see like Doge or any of the meme stocks in my portfolio. I'm okay. I know they can blow up, but I know that you could lose a lot of money on those too. It'd be a different thing if they were like 1 cent, and I'm like, let me just get 10 of them. You know, 10-cent risk. But still, even that, I'm just like, I know it's not good. I know it's not good, man. Only invest in ETFs. Ah, yeah. ETFs. I got some ETFs in a portfolio that I haven't looked at in a very long time. Probably need to go look at that. Um, but yeah, ETFs are good ways to go as well. But any way that you can really increase the streams of income without increasing your workload is kind of what investing is. So if you are a hard worker, let's say you're a construction worker, you put in hard manual labor every single day, investing can lighten your burden. Investing in the right things can lighten your burden. And even if you were to pay somebody like Charles Schwab, this isn't promotion for them or anything, but they have investment specialists. They have automated investment, and they have the in-person investment where you can actually meet with an advisor and be like, hey, I like these things, I believe in these things, invest me into some things that are pertaining to these ideas, and they'll do it for you. So it's not so much you have to spend every single day in front of the computer and invest like I do. um, but you can definitely lighten your burden with investing for sure. That's what I'm doing. I'm like, look, let me just get some pieces, do the research, and I spent about probably I spent about okay, so MEP MIP pop back up, pop back up real quick. Let's go look at that. Back over here to the 15-minute. Oh my goodness. What in the world? What kind of news just popped on this thing? News just popped. Oh my good. We saw this thing down here at $4. Okay, they're doing a private placement of Litecoin Treasury Strategy, another crypto thing. So it says Charlie Lee, the founder. Wow. We looked at this. I was like, I don't even know. It's got to get back over 20%, but it is over 20%. It is over 20%. We saw one of these crash out the other day, and I don't know if this one's gonna crash out like that other one did. Let me go look. So it's got this low down here of $4, almost to $10 now. I mean, and we saw one crash like this before. Let's let this one close up a couple times and see where it wants to go, because this is crazy, a crazy pop. This is a possible daily level here at 738. And it is some excitement, but let's not get too tunnel vision. Let's look at the volume. It only has 3 million shares traded. Low volume kind of ticker here. So I'm like, let's still be careful. Popped up, quite a bit. We saw one of these crash. I think it was Volcon that had some similar news to this, BLCN or whatever yesterday. Similar news, and it got popped down too. So let's go ahead and do some research on this new news that just popped out. Charlie Lee, founder of Litecoin and lead inventor in Pipe, will join the board of directors of the company effective upon the closing of the private placement. GSR, a preeminent digital asset market maker and lead investor in the private placement, is appointed to act as the treasurer's asset manager. MEI Pharma will use 100% of the net proceeds to launch its treasury strategy. This is the same exact move that the other company pulled. They were trying to make money in pre-market like this, and 100% of the proceeds are going to launch this strategy. So they don't have any money right now. MEI Pharma today announced that it has entered into a securities purchase agreement for a private placement or private investment in public equity for the purchase and sale of 29,239 whatever shares of common stock at a price of 3.42 per share for expected aggregate gross proceeds of approximately $100 million. Before deducting any agent fees or other estimated offering expenses. In connection with the closing of the transaction, MEI will appoint Charlie Lee to its board of directors. and GSR as its digital asset and treasury management advisor to oversee the implementation of its Litecoin treasury strategy. Charlie Lee acted as and GRSR acted as lead investors alongside participation from Litecoin Foundation, as well as prominent crypto venture capital firms and infrastructure providers, including whatever this is, Mosaics, Para 5, HiveMind, all this stuff. All right. This transaction marks a significant milestone in MEI's long-term strategic plan and establishes MEI as the first and only publicly traded company to adopt Litecoin as a treasury. Now, Litecoin, are they doing good? I can't remember. Let's go look at Litecoin. Litecoin, where y'all at? Litecoin at 109 bucks. Okay. Let's look at the overall picture. So Litecoin had been up to 400 something. So they're investing in this. All right. So let's jump back over to this. Okay. So first and only publicly traded company to adopt Litecoin as a treasury reserve asset. Litecoin is a leading peer-to-peer cryptocurrency that was created by Charlie Lee in October 2011. It is often referred to as the silver to Bitcoin's gold due to its similarities to Bitcoin as one of the longest running blockchains with 100% uptime since its inception. Litecoin has demonstrated a proven track record of growth and reliability with significant enterprise grade use cases. By integrating Litecoin into its treasury operations, MEI gains access to decentralized monetary asset that complements its cash management. Okay, so let's see if we can find the hidden gems in here. Okay, this is the CEO talking, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I know he's excited. Let's see what else is out here. The closing of PIPE is expected to close on July 22, subject to the satisfaction of customary conditions. Okay. Titan Partners, blah, blah, blah. The offer and sale of foregoing securities is being made in private placement in reliance on an exemption for a registration requirement of the Securities Act of 1933 as amended pursuant section, blah, blah, blah. Okay. My question is, okay, it had this big old move, right? Why isn't there more volume already? This is the exact same news that came out on VLCN that failed miserably. Went up to $59 and fell back to 20 in seconds. Or wherever it fell to. It fell hard. Let's see. Any SEC filings here? So EP ownership, just ownership filings over here. Changes in beneficial ownership. It's a whole lineup. Started happening at last night. And I don't know why they did so much beneficial ownership changing. Oh, yes, I do. I just read it. They got these guys coming on. Tripping. At the top of the news. All right. So let's jump back over here to the chart. Let's go and look at where it is now. Based on, so now the pre-market high, we'll bounce back out here to the daily chart. And the pre-market high now is at 1145. So let's go and see why it stopped there. 1145 pre-market. Actually, I already made a pre-market high. Let me just move that one up. Pre-market high, activate. Let's get you on up there to 1145. There we go. Okay, so we got 1145 pre-market high moved up. And it is so far out of range. Okay, there it is. 1145 right there. Why did you stop there? What caused that stop? Don't know. No reason. So MEI started with the cancer catalyst, treatment of cancer, and now it's crypto. Now it is crypto. All right. So had that possible daily gap fill down here at 743. Are there any other things in between that can be obvious here? 1145. Don't see any gaps there. 850 down here. 850 was a level that could be respected right there. At little zone right here. Let me put that zone in there. Where's my zone? Don't know what it can do around there. Oh, that's not gonna show up on my chart today. I remove this and just put a level here. 825. Some interesting level around 850 to 825. I marked that. Okay. So we will activate this drawing or edit this drawing and put a level between 850 and wait, that's 950. 850 and 825. All right, so we'll mark that up. Possible level. Not a super obvious level. Possible though. Not super obvious. Okay, so we got that marked up. Oh, that's too long. Let's see. Let me delete something. That is too long. Let's shorten this word. Between, and then shorten this word there. I'm just gonna put not. I'm not even gonna put possible. I'm just gonna say not obvious level. That'll fix it. All right, there we go. All right, so we got that level 825 to 850, somewhere up in there. Let's continue to scroll back here. Zoom in a little bit. 850. Okay, beyond that, it's not really super obvious. All right, let's jump back over here. So here are a couple of those levels that we got. We got the pre-market high. Got this 825, 850 level. It's not super obvious, but we'll see. The obvious ones were down here at 738 and 652. We'll see how it goes down there. But yeah, exact same news that came out that created the big crash the first time. Okay. And plus, it only has 8 million shares traded. Like I said, I wanted to see at least if something did pop up, it's going to have to get to 10 million shares. So this thing is getting up to 10 million shares. It's up 119%, but has not cracked that 10 million yet. TLO still has 56 million shares traded. BZAI still has 29 million shares traded. So they are still too much competition in my book for MEIP. Let's look at the relative volumes over here. So on the relative volume side and the float and all that stuff, MEIP has 5.48 million shares in the float. BZAI has 59, and then TLO had a little bit higher one as well, whatever it was. TLO. So I'm just gonna wait and keep my eyes on, what is this? TLO. Telomere. Did I put that in the notes? I should have put that in the notes, right? The float should be there. Zoom back. Yes, the float is there, and the float should be there for BZAI. It did not put a float on that one, but it has the offering on it, so I'm not sure about that one. Then MEIP, let me make, okay, the float is down there. So let me move this up because it's out of range right now. Let's activate this and move this up so I can continue to see it. 5.48.2 million in the float. Yeah, same exact news that crashed earlier this week. This thing was very unexpected. There's no way you could have known about this news. 425 popping straight up in a minute. 425 straight up to 8. No way I'm buying that. Especially after I seen that first crash out on the other news. Nah, bro. And then lower volume too. Nah, bro. Not gonna get me like that. So at first, it had a ATR, MEIP had an ATR of 29 cents, and now it has ATR of 81 cents. So coming on down, like I said, this isn't a super obvious level right here between the 825s and 850s. I don't know what the reaction will be down here, but this one 738s is the one that I'm gonna keep an eye on, and then further down there to the sixes, it's gonna be kind of looking like it's fading on the day. All right. So it's almost to 10 million shares traded. It's got 700,000 shares to go to be at 10 million. Um, it's got a lot of work to do for sure. Got a lot of work to do. Yeah, MEIP is definitely coming down. This is, yeah. I just saw this. Let me show you what happened on VLCN or whatever it was. What was it? Uh VLCN. Yeah, that's what it was. VLCN. This one right here. Yesterday. Same exact thing happened right here. Same exact thing. Came up here, but it was at 26 bucks. I traded this one before it did that rip. I traded it right here on this one. Came up, sold this little high. Couple minutes later, news drops on crypto. Bam. Straight up to $59. Straight back down. This is on the minute chart. This is on the minute chart. 1 minute from 26 up to 59. Down to 42, grinded down, and then ended up gapping down and all that stuff, tearing people's pockets up. It's the exact same news. So because I already know it has the availability to do this, I want to be careful. I want to be very, very careful. And that's why this thing probably isn't getting the exact same attention that the other one got, because they're trying to make money here. They want to dump on people for sure on Friday. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna keep my eyes open, keep my eyes peeled for you know, not trying to get my pockets tore out today. I mean, 26 to 59 in a minute is insane. We have, it's almost 8 o'clock. We have about 15 minutes until 8. It has made a lower low here. So the previous low was 871. It went a little bit lower down to the 850s. And again, I want to kind of see it come back down and test. But again, I just don't have a lot of confidence in this one. It's lower volume. It's got overhead competition. I just don't think it's going to survive. Could be an all-day fader, to be honest. And with them trying to make money, them selling every single pop that comes up, because you know they sold this one, this 1145. They sold this. It didn't even make sense on the daily chart where they sold, right? Look out here on MEP. Zoom back on the daily chart. Where they sold here just doesn't even make sense. Let's zoom into this pan pointer right here, 1145. They didn't even wait to the top. They were just like, oh, we got enough. Let's get out. Let's make this money. And 100% of that the proceeds, like they said, is going to be used to go to their Litecoin strategy or whatnot, right? They didn't even wait to a top. That's how greedy they were. They could have at least waited to a breakout of like 14, but they didn't do that. They were selling. And now I think they're going to be selling every pop, because now people are on their back feet. They're on their back feet, and I'm expecting it to be a nice little selling battle. They sold that pop. They sold some more at 1045, and now it's under 10 and continue to face selling here. You said it's forming a flag pattern on the 1 minute. I think this is a false flag pattern. I think they're going to continue to hit it. They're going to continue to knock this down. I don't think it's real. I don't believe in it. Right back up to that 10. Let's see if that 10 starts to become their resistance. They should be selling every pop here. Popped up here, 11.45, 11. They sold this one right here, 10.11. So they had 3 chimes to sell over 10 from $4. So that's a $6 gain up there to the top side. Sold again. Let's see what happens after this count. This is 1 minute. Let's go look at the 5 minute, 15 minute. All right, so that was the first 15 minute. Okay, let's go to 5. 5 minute, nice little douse down. Bottom there at the 8.55. Okay. Let's see if it starts. The point of control right now is at the 9.50. Looking for this thing to go and sell off. Sell another pop. Selling the next pop. I mean, what short would not be confident on this after seeing that big drop off on BLCN earlier this week? Selling those pops. Bam, bam, bam. I know this looks like a flag, but with what we read in the research, nah, bruh. Nah, they scheming out here. They are hardcore scheming. 15 seconds left on this candle. Let's see if we can continue down. Are they gonna sell some more pops here? Or do they want to get it going down again? There it is going down again. Let's see how far it's going to go. Bam, bam, bam. Right there. Continuing down. All right. They're going to sell another pop. Now the point of control is starting to become a little bit of resistance there at the 950s. See if they're going to continue selling. Now it just needs to break a low of 857. 857. It's over 10 million shares traded. And they're selling those pops. Point of control right there. More and more volume coming up there. Selling that pop. See if it breaks down this level of $8.99. That'll be back under $9. At least it didn't go down in a minute. It held up here a little bit, let some actual shorts get in for actual trading, and then it's kind of just going on down. Because that first one, this early this week, I know a lot of people were mad about that. They were like, well, we didn't even get time to do anything. It was 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And one, this is cheaper. So people that have smaller accounts can activate on this or be very active on this. And then, it's like, hey, we missed one, but we got this one. So they're still selling that point of control, that 940 right there. Let's see if they can go ahead and break down this 859. You said, let's see. You said too rich for my blood. It did just double bottom price. No, I don't know. I think this we haven't even seen a move down yet, to be honest. Saw the move up. And 50% of this move, so it moved from a bottom of this candle of about 434. What is half of that move? From 423. Let me get a calculator. 423 up to 1145. So 1145 minus 423 is $7.22. Half of that divided by 2. Right. So 722 there is. Wait, what was I trying to do? I was trying to get a 50%. That's what I was trying to do. All right, so we're going 423. 1145 high. 722. $7.22. So it would have to be 722 divided by 2 minus 11. So 11 minus 361. 1145 minus 361. 784. 784. So somewhere up in this range here, 784 is where we gonna be that halfway point. 784 there. I guess I could have just visualized it, but I wanted an exact. Let's see, a 50. I'm gonna put that on there. 50% retracement right here is 784. Okay, so that is, we're gonna edit this 50% retracement of the move. All right, so that is 50% retracement of move coming on down there. And this was the one that wasn't super obvious, that 825-ish level. And I just wanted to see how it was going to respect it, but kind of just slipping right on through it. It was just a little bit of a slowdown there, but got on through it, through those buyers, and getting on down there to that 50% retracement. So they sold every single pop. Bam, bam, bam. Sold every single pop. And they're going to use all this money to invest in Litecoin. We'll see if that 825 becomes some type of real resistance. It wasn't obvious, but if it shows some trading around here and becomes obvious, we'll mark that up as obvious. But yeah, still headed down there. See if we can get it under that 784. That's a 50% point. Selling every pop, baby. Coming back up there, throwing a little wick through there. Closing this candle in 10 seconds. Getting slammed down again. There is that going to break down 50%? 784 is breaking a little bit. Okay, opening back up there. So that's the 50% right there. For sure, for sure. Definitely not a great look. It is down under 100% now. Let's go look at the 15-minute on this. So the 15-minute, yeah, we got our levels. 15-minute, there's a clear level there at 908. We'll mark that up. 908, 15-minute, edit. 15 minutes, obvious, and its resistance. Okay, so let's jump back to the 5-minute fall down. 1 minute. Interesting. Is it gonna continue to walk down? Is that the plan right here? You hit your 50% at that 784. Are you going to retest that level? Yup. You get it, girl. 783, 784 test right there, right on through it. So again, testing this 50% level. Let's see if it can just disrespect this and actually go down even further, or if it actually starts to find some type of bottom here. What's the looks like the spread is about, not a super wide spread actually. Okay. I do not like that candle right there. I don't like that. Let's see if they end up getting them out of there. Don't like that indecisive candle there. Says that there is some type of turnaround, but we got to look for more signals. See how this closes. Starting to hold over that 50% mark there. See how this one closes. Couple seconds. Continues to struggle to hold at 8. Ten seconds left. Can it close under 8? Okay. Almost closed under 8. Okay, there it is. Testing that level once again. That's 784. Yeah. Under that 784 is not going to be pretty. And the problem is it's so close. It's not really aggressively bouncing off of it. Throwing up another wick there. Blase, blase. And because this 825 isn't a super obvious level, it might bounce through that a little bit before they find new sellers. But they're going to sell this pop. 825 up to 850 was that kind of we don't know range. 830s, y'all gonna sell that pop. 850, almost 850. Should be selling somewhere around here. Maybe it'll push all the way up. I don't know. 909 is kind of quite a ways away. That's a 50-cent move. All right, so that's the range that we had looked at, 25 to 50, finding some type of choppiness in that range. Opening up, let's see if it wants to go lower or does it want to go, where do you want to go right now? $825, so re-entering. So it is showing us that this not obvious level, something is happening here. There's a battle, a war zone going on where people are trying to figure out. And we can see it's pushing back down right towards that 784, 50% retracement level. Is it going to actually crack it down? Let's see where it closes here. Closing lower there. $784. Yeah, so that's kind of why we do the research. We read up and make sure we're not going to get killed out here. We've seen this before earlier this week, big fail. The first one was fast, and this one might be slow, allowing a lot of shorts to pile onto this. It had preclinical cancer treatment, and then it had, and I should add that crypto as well. So after, let me activate this. So it had treatment of preclinical treatments, preclinical cancer treatments. Treatment. And then it had crypto, Litecoin treasury use, where 100% of proceeds, 100% proceeds used to buy Litecoin. Litecoin. All right. All right, so yeah, that's the news. It had starting off, and then we got this big pop, Litecoin Treasury news. Let me activate this and move it over so I don't forget. But yeah, that's what we're looking at right now, and they're just selling the pops. And the majority of the money has already been made from 11 to 8. That's a $3 fall off, right? 11.45 down to 8.45. And now it's just time for the smaller shorts to get on and try to continue the move down. It's popping back up there to that 825 level. Looking at it as some sort of resistance now. Okay, are they gonna hammer this nail here? So the nail is pretty much right at the 850s. I think if it gets back up to 850s, they're gonna hit it hard. 844. Go ahead and throw one up to 850. Stick that nail out there. 44, 42, 44, 50, 850. Tag it. Bag and tag it, baby. 850, 860s, and looking for it to snap back under 50. Yeah, there it is. 850 is getting hit right there. Closing this candle in 15 seconds. So a couple of sell opportunities up here. 1, 2, 3 times. Let's see if people will continue to hold it and take it lower, and it pops up again and they hammer it again. Breakdown of this level, breakdown of 820s is where it needs to break down right now. See if they'll get another time at 850. 850 again. Let's see if that nail gets hit. Again, getting hammered down. 850. Yeah, I think this one looks like an all-day fader. It just looks like that to me. I mean, it may not be, but with yeah, it looks like all-day fader. So now all it needs to do is break down 818. 818. Can we get it? 821s. 820. Let it drop, boys. Opening up a new candle. Looking for the breakdown of 818. Had some thinking time, put up some nails, they got hammered down. Still not exactly. Still in that indecision level of the 825, 850 level. You gonna put a new nail up there? Put him to hammer down? Maybe not. Okay. Getting really tight in here too. 3 cent spread. About to close this candle. Super flat trading right here. Super, I mean, okay, just made a lower low right there to 816. Let's see if we can get that continuation through 818. There it is, right on through there. Now let's see it get back on or get under this 50% level here of the 784s. Come on, big boy. $15 left on this candle. Closing below 818. Yeah, not looking great. $825. Come back up there. Another nail. Let's see if they hammer it. $835. Hammering it right on back down into that level. Okay, opening a new candle right on that line again. Hmm. Right in that indecisive level is where it ended up stopping. That's crazy. I was looking for obvious, but I really didn't think it was that obvious, that 825, but I guess other people saw that level too and got active in there. Point of control at 828 right now. They put multiple. Okay, there it is. Can we go ahead and get a breakdown now? Under this level of eights, 30 cent drop. Multiple nails have been hammered here. One, two, three. This thing is definitely finessing. If it does drop hard here, it's gonna be immediate, you know, 40 cent loss or something like that. And this slowdown in volume too around here is kind of, I think, gaslighting some people. Ah, boy. So glad to just be free. Free from free in the fact that we had the knowledge beforehand, going and reading this instead of just trying to jump into it and being like, whoa, 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 whoa. We've seen this before. We saw this yesterday. People got cooked. Is it ready to get back under 825 is the question. Another nail up there. Is it going to get hammered? Hammered again. But they're not playing, man. Any pop, they're selling hard. Popping up there a little bit. Let's see this one get nailed down. What's the top side of this? Top side is 867. See it get popped here. Big flash down. Big flash down. Now this level is an obvious level. It's coming up to $9. Let's see it get hit. If it even gets up there. Okay, not holding the 90s. $9 flat, and it's a whole dollar level too. Hitting a 9 right there. So now all we need to do is see a fall below 867. Filling all of those sell orders. Open a new candle. All right. Back under those 850s. Absolutely not. I think it's gonna come down and go down to 650. That's what I think's about to happen. There's about to be a splash. That 825 is gonna get crushed. This is just another nail. They hit every nail here. So popped up big nail, big nail, big nail. And the problem is they're using it back here, they use a sledgehammer, right? A big old sledgehammer. But each nail, even the small nails, they're still using the sledgehammer. So I'm thinking that this thing's gonna get knocked his teeth is about to get knocked out here by this sledgehammer. This is a smaller one, smaller and smaller ones. They're attacking each one, and I'm just expecting this thing's gonna dash down. All right, barely touched. So that 908 level is a obvious level, super obvious level. The sledgehammer should be incoming here. Nine oh eight. Bam. All right. Let's see that sledgehammer go to work here. Small nail, big sledgehammer. Let's see what we got. Let's see how far we drop. I guarantee you there are so many stops right here in this level between 825 and 850. If it does get through here, it's just going to cascade these stops here. 850 to 825. 860s. Those 850s, they do not want to see that. 60. I don't know. If they buy that spot, they're gonna be on their own because this thing looks like an all-day fader. But especially below 784. There's the 50s. Like I said, the nails are getting smaller, but they're still using the same tool to nail them. So I'm expecting an explosion down on one of these. $850. So this is the unsure level that is right above right now. It just tapped almost $850. Almost $850. It's like a short paradise. You already know it's fear in the market from what happened yesterday. It's very recent fear, and you just cooking on that fear. Indecision right above this candle right here. Indecision right above that 850 level. Let's make a decision. Let's go ahead and push down to that 850. Bam. Let's go ahead and continue that push. Another candle opening there. I think we're about to see a cascade. They do not want that 850 to break down. Another nail. Bring the sledgehammer out, boys. They're not playing. Got 30 seconds left on this candle. I'm thinking we're about to see another hit downwards. That big slam. That continental drift slam. Let me go look at the 5 minute. This 1 minute is dizzying. 5 minute. So it's still trading within this previous candle that it had the big move down on. The point of control is at 862. Let's go to the 15. 15. We can see the wicks up here. One of the ones that we were watching earlier, Tilo, came back up and tested this 317. I think it's going to take priority. It's got 61 million shares traded. I think it's going to do a little bit better than MEIP. MEIP only has 17 million shares traded, and Tilo has 61 million. So definitely some more shorts that can get flooded out of there on that one. So let's go back over to MEIP and look for it to get destroyed. Destroyed. Point of control on the 1 minute has moved up here to the 873. It's pump faking for sure. Will it get below the point of control and start using that as resistance? Point of control at 873 right now. Where's that sledgehammer? I mean, the motion is just almost just gone on this. Finally. All right. Come on, sledgehammer. Do your thing. Got a lower high. Let's go ahead and push them on out of there. Back to the 850s. Hard push out. They're sitting at the 870s right now. Just saw them on the ladder. But that means nothing. Get them out of there. Right there on the 870. They keep on. They're trying to get out the way right now. They know what's up. So many stops down to the 825s. So many stops to be hit. 1 minute left to the open, man. I didn't even realize the open was this close. All right. So we got two to watch. MEPI. MEPI is our low float. So we want to see that one, do its thing to the downside real quick in a minute. Boy, this sledgehammer is going to be devastating right here at the open. Less than a minute to go. 908s. So the other fall was during pre-market. This one, let's see if it'll do it during intraday. 40 seconds left. ATRs are about to come out. $9.08. They were holding their sledgehammer for a moment, just like this. Just like this. 3 seconds left to the open. ATR is about to pop out here. ATR high is at 913. ATR low is at 883. Looking for it to crash that ATR low. They've been holding up for a while. Here comes a sledgehammer. Point of control right now is at 873. Let's get on back down there to that 784. All these shorts on top of this. Let's go. Let's go shorts. 30 seconds. And within the first 30 seconds, could not get back over the ATR low. Crashing out there. All three of those that we were watching have gone red. MEIP, BZAI, and TLO. TLO ATR at 24 cents right now. Still not enough for me to trade that. So MEIP below the ATR low there. Let's look on the 5 minute where the ATR low is. 5 minute ATR low is down here at 856, and then 15 minutes ATR low is at 852. So yeah, it's back down to the 825s now. There we go. All right, so let's jump back. Something else just popped up. EOSE popped up. It's up 21% with news from yesterday. EOSE. EOSC up here. Looks like it is. Is it halted? Nope. All right. It does not have news on today, but let's look at what the news was for yesterday. It says that it announces the date for second quarter earnings. There is a investor alert. That a lawsuit filed against them on EOSC. Let's go over here and look at that. Investor alert claims on behalf of investors in EOSC. Such investors are advised to contact whoever. The investigation concerns whether EOS and certain of its officers or directors have engaged in securities fraud or other unlawful business practices. Okay, so again, it's popped up there. It's lower volume, 6 million shares traded on it. And it's got a lawsuit against it. So you have edits as you will. And it's only up 20%, 21% with a lawsuit against it. TELO did not break over that 317. TLO did not break over that 317. The ATR highs were up here at 310s. ATR lows were at $3. I really thought it could do better, but looks like it's headed down there towards that 250 level. It's still up 135% though. But it is red on the day. Red on the day. It would need to get over this 310s and start holding 310s for me. It does have a higher float, so I'm willing to trade it during intraday. if it can start uptrending. And to start uptrending, it's got to get back over its 310. All right. Anyway, everything else is looking red. So, you know, and Tilo only 24 cents in the ATR. Got a lot of work to do. I'm about to jump out of here. Haven't really found anything that I was just gonna stick my toes into today. Maybe something will come up later on in the day, but I was expecting something. That's why I held all the way to the open. I was like, okay, well maybe something will come up, but yeah, everything's kind of looking like it's struggling right now. MEIP, like I said, I was thinking that was gonna be all day fader. BZAI downward with that offering news, and then TLO downward. All right. Well, it is what it is. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. You know, I try to do my due diligence, try to read up, and try not to, you know, get killed out here. BTCS popping onto the scans now, up 20%. Let's look at BTCS. This can't be the right chart. It says 795. See, and then TOS's charts is freezing right now. Let me go to NVIDIA. Then come back. NVIDIA. See, there's a freeze going on. Okay, let's go to BTCS. BTCS. There we go. Okay, where my ATR is at? See, TOS is acting a monkey. It's acting a little monkey. It's not giving me my where my ATRs. Nothing actually. All right, let's jump out to the 15-minute. Maybe it'll put them out here. Did not. And the chart itself is frozen. Okay, yeah, this ain't the day to play. All right, that's what it's telling me. I will come back later on when all this opening mess is figured out. Because right now it says 805 right here, and it's showing me 792. Nah, bro. All right, it's pretty much just telling me where I need to be on the day. I need to just sit back, take a deep breath, and chill out. And now it's put my ATRs up there. Just put my ATRs up there and started moving the chart. Insane. Yeah, that first, nah, bro. Y'all trying to kill me. I'm getting off of here. I'm about to go to my morning meeting and make some money. I appreciate you guys for tuning in once again. We will see you on pre-market on Monday. If I do take any trades, I'll update you in Discord and whatnot. But right now, I'm seeing freezes, BTS, CS, my charts disappearing. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. All right. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.